Okay, last one for today. This is a nice short one, so I thought I'd tack it on there real quick. The generations of Adam, Genesis chapter 5. The generations of Adam are Adam, Seth, Enos, Cainan, Mahalaleel, Jared, Enoch, who walked with God, Methuselah, Lamech, and Noah, who begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created. Kind of a rehash of things going on. See, this is, again, you'll notice, book of the generations of Adam. So now we are shifting perspectives, shifting periods or whatever. Another Toledoth, if you'll recall from an earlier video. Okay, here we go. Back to the reading here. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years, and begat Enos. And Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 90 years, and Enos lived 90 years, and begat Cainan. And Enos lived after he begat Cainan 815 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Cainan lived 70 years, and begat Mahalaleel. And Cainan lived after he begat Mahalaleel 840 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Cainan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalaleel lived 65 years, and begat Jared. And Mahalaleel lived after he begat Jared 830 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalaleel were 895 years, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begat Enoch. And Jared lived after he begat Enoch 800 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 65 years, and he begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years, and begat Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begat Lamech 782 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years, and begat a son. And he called his name Noah, saying, This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord had cursed. And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 595 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now, this chapter is divided into 3 chapters in Moses. Chapter 6, 7, and 8 deal with the same time period. And so those will be the next 3 chapters I read. But I want to mention just a few things. If you trace out the ages for all these men, a few things are a few interesting notes. First of all, if I remember correctly, Adam is the only one of all these patriarchs who died before Enoch was translated. I can't remember if he died before Enoch was born, but he did die before the Enoch city was translated. He was the first. Seth was still alive. Matter of fact, all of these men were still alive for a good period after the city was translated. It is also true that Methuselah, of course, was born before the city was translated, as was Lamech, and Noah, I believe, no, I will say on this one, the numbers in Genesis are slightly in error, and it is corrected in Moses, which we will get to tomorrow when we read in Moses. But Noah, I think, was born just after the city was translated, but he might have been born just before. I think he was like born 8 years after the city was translated. So these men, most of them are contemporary to each other. I think Noah was the first one born after Seth died, but I can't quite remember. Anyways, it's just interesting. These men lived so long that they knew everybody. Everybody was known. I think Enoch was the last one ordained by Adam. He was ordained to the priesthood by Adam. Then Methuselah was ordained by Seth. And Lamech was ordained. Well, I know Noah was ordained by Lamech. I can't remember now. It's in the Doctrine and Covenants, and when we get to it, we get to it. But we are told when they were all ordained and who ordained them. So that is chapter 5, the genealogy passage, but still interesting for those who are interested in history.